everyone. Welcome to Hunter Mill Music Studio 2021. We are presenting our first recital this school year, and it's dedicated to scales and independent study test. I'm Anna Spinskaya. I'm the teacher of Hunter Mill Music Studio, and I'm proud to present my wonderful students who worked really hard to prepare for this recital. It's the first one, and it's really quickly after the beginning of the school year. So without any further ado, I will introduce our judge today, Mrs. Ala Lowry. Will be giving some comments to the students and greeting everyone. And with that, I'm going to invite our first presenter, one of the youngest members of the studio, Ella Levi. Welcome. Ella, can you tell us, please, what level of independent study did you prepare? Just speak a little bit louder so we can hear you. Level 4. Okay. Mrs. Lowry, please give us some comments.
Nice job, Ella. Tell me, was it tough to study your independent piece?
Yes, because we only had 2 days to do it.
Yeah, that was very impressive. What did you learn from the way of studying a completely new independent piece? How did you do that?
Well, how we did it was that we learned the parts piece by piece, and we did it until we got to the end.
Yeah, you see, it's always tough when you don't have enough time. If it's very, very tight, time-wise, but I think you did very well. So thank you, and your scales were pretty impressive, I would say, too. Way to go. Thank you very much.
Okay, now we're going to invite our next, also one of the youngest members of the studio. Let's welcome on stage Leah Ganya. Great. Wonderful. I'm so proud of you. So you said you prepared level 5. Can you tell us what's the difference between level 5 and level 4?
Pedal.
That's right. So you found a place for pedal. Let's invite Mrs. Lowry to give us a little bit of feedback.
Thank you, Leah. You did a great job. I have a few things to tell you. First, I think you might want to sit a little bit higher on your bench. It always feels a little easier when you sit right. Because when you sit a little bit low, it's kind of, getting up there to the keyboard. If you sit a little bit higher, it's just easier to handle, number one. Number two, which relates to both your scales and your piece. Fast and good are not the same. You need to feel a little easier when you play things which are not very easy to handle, like a new piece for which you had just 2 days. So the tempo is very important. Nobody would blame you for anything if you play a little bit slower, but you would feel a little more confident with that, and you would perform a little bit better. Probably those small mistakes wouldn't be there if you took the secure tempo for yourself, Really. So don't try to impress somebody playing a little faster than you would need, probably, for the piece which is so fresh and new. And same with the scales. When we study scales and arpeggios, we want stability, evenness, right? And handling the keyboard in a very right way. And if we don't feel secure enough, we will screw a little bit here and there. Everybody does that. So it's not a big deal. But for studying it a little bit smarter, you always want to choose the right tempo so that you would be in control all the time. Okay? So don't think that slow tempo is kind of, it's good. It's nice, stable, even, exactly what we want. But you really did a great job. Way to go.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Leah. Thank you, Alla, for great feedback. And we'll be moving on to our next performer. Let's see if Marcella is already ready. While she's getting ready, I'm going to say a few words about this particular event at the Hunter Mill Studio. We prepare the scales, which are organized in 7 levels. So just now you heard 2 students performing level 1. With every level, obviously, we add more complicated forms and more difficult versions of arpeggios and scales. And the second part of this test is the independent study, for which students receive the piece, a completely new piece, and I make sure that it's coming from a collection which students would not be familiar with. I'm trying to make my best guesses, and of course appropriate for the very short amount of time which I give my students to learn those pieces. They have a study guide, but they don't get any of my help or any of the parents' help. They're completing the assignment on their own. So let's see if Marcella is ready. I think she is. Let's invite Marcella Gania to present her scale and her independent study piece. Welcome on stage.
I have a prayer level 5.
That was just 2 days. I'm so proud of them.
Thank you.
Okay, Marcella, it's so nice to see you again, to see you grow. Yeah, the piece was really nice, very melodic, very expressive. I liked it. Now tell me, do you like playing scales?
They're
Honestly.
they're a good warm up for the pieces, but yeah, they're not my favorite.
I understand that. I absolutely loved your spirit because the ability to go on regardless what is extremely important, and not everyone has it, by the way. So about your skills. First, probably you already know, I'm sure that Dr. Anna told you that when we are a little bit under stress, our heartbeat goes faster than usually, and our biological time runs in a different way. So it's always a good idea to start slower and to really consider your tempo, which is secure, good enough, not overly fast, because the entire point is to be in control. Not to allow your hands run a little bit ahead of your mind. See? Moreover, if you feel that something doesn't go the way you would like it to go, you start being stiff a little bit. When you play like this, not you in general, I call it chipmunk playing. So when you go a little faster than you should, your pinky start being stiff. Notice that. Relax. And in general, try to find pleasure in playing scales, because it's our friends. They set up a lot of things for us for different pieces. When we find patterns, we already know from scales and arpeggios. And try to stay in one tempo. Wherever you play, choose the tempo for scales, arpeggio, so that something wouldn't go a lot faster than the other. This way you show that this thing is more difficult for you to perform than that. See? So be smarter, and I'm sure that everything will be just fine with you. Because you have a nice technique, you have a lot of abilities, and it was really, really nice to listen to you play today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Marcella.
Thank you.
We'll be moving on and inviting on stage again one of the youngest members of the studio, and I believe last year Jack just played a preparatory level, and this is his very first real scales and independent study test. Welcome on stage, Jack Nossman.
I'm gonna be playing level 2.
Yay! Congratulations with your first real scales recital independent study test. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Oh, absolutely. I couldn't agree more with Dr. Anna. You know, you had a very important experience today. Whatever happens, never lose yourself. Just keep going, because these things happen to everyone at some point. You know, when you lose your text, or you get too excited, or you get a little bit distracted. You know, everything like that. It's just a regular little nuisance on the way to the real heights. So, congratulations. Now, it's very important. I say to everyone all the time to choose your tempo in which you would feel more secure. You know, when you choose a little bit slower tempo, you notice a lot more things and you are in control, right? This is why young beginners, those rookie drivers, are never allowed to drive really fast. Our business is not as dangerous, but we really need to be cautious about getting in a secure way where we want to go. So have it in mind, all right? Now, about your piece. It's very good that you learn something on your own. If you have very little time for a piece like that, I'm sure you will be dealing with that long time in the future. In Hunter Mill Studio, it's a regular routine to prepare pieces on your own. So when you are a little bit confused with the rhythm, you know that music is the notes plus the rhythm. The rhythm is very important. You can go through a new text. Now I'm holding your piece, and there is a way of figuring out simple rhythm like this. Ta ta ta, ti ti ta ta ta, rest. Ta ta ta, ti ti ta ta ta. It will give you the idea for the start, and then you read notes and you put them in those rhythmical units which you already went through. See how it's done sometimes. And later you will just read it like a book. It's all about practicing. So thank you for your performance today. It was really, really nice. You are a very brave little man, I would say. And you have a great way to go. I think you will be a great success in the future. Thank you very much, Jack.
Thank you. We'll be switching place, and Jack's older sister, Abby, is going to be performing her scale and her independent study test. And I think she's ready. Give me a thumbs up, Jack. Abby, if you're ready. Yes, she is. Okay, welcome on stage, Abby Nasserman.
pair level 4.
I'm going to leave it to Mrs. Laurie to comment. I'm so happy with how you did.
Absolutely, Abby. Thank you very much. You had nice scales and very nice independent piece. I liked the piece a lot. It was very expressive, nicely performed, and pretty clean, I would say. Everything was just fine. And the scales were quite all right. So, congrats, and keep going like that. Thank you.
Okay, that was delightful. Thank you again, Abby, and thank you everyone who played up until now. We're moving on to our next performer. Let's welcome on stage Emily Snellpicker. Welcome, Emily. adding my applause to that. Just 2 days, and it's not even full 2 days. Let's be honest. I sent the pieces to kids around late morning yesterday. It's not full 2 days. It's 26, 30 hours. That's all they had.
Yeah, Emily, congrats. You did all right. Again, probably I am boring, but I will repeat again. Never start too fast. It's always better to be safe. So, especially with the new pieces, you could be as expressive, as bright dynamically, but a little bit slower, and you would feel yourself better this way, you know. Now, about arpeggios. The whole point of long arpeggios is to develop flexibility in the hand. And if you overdo the tempo, you will not be as flexible. Again, usually teachers judge performances like that not by the speed, but by the quality of what you do. See the point? So nobody would blame on you on anything if you played a little bit slower, but with a beautiful, very free hand. Have it in mind, okay? And the rest is just good. Way to go! Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Emily. And again, see this virtual performances. Our studio is such a veteran. I'm just so pleased to observe the students being completely at ease with stepping on the virtual stage. You know, professional musicians often freak out to do that.
That's true.
Okay, we're moving on to the next presenter, and now I'm going to welcome on stage one of our more veteran members of the studio, a high school student, Ileana Rong. Welcome. Yay! Thank you very much, Liana. I don't know how you feel about it, but to me, this is the best experience to which students learn on their own. Isn't that the whole point? So they can learn on their own. Okay, leave it.
All right, Ileana, thank you very much. It was very good, especially your piece. The only thing I can mention about the piece, it doesn't give you any tempo changes in the original. So the beginning and the part where you have those 16ths in the left hand should have the same tempo probably. Although all the impressive things, those expression, little tiny adjustments were very nice. Very good, extremely good job. About your skills, the skills were very good too. The only thing, maybe you might want to try to accentuate long arpeggios, not by 3 but by 4, not da da di da da di da 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 di da 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 di da da da. This way you will use the accent on different fingers every time, not just the thumb, for example. So, way to go! Thank you very much. I had fun with you and a lot of pleasure.
Yes, great pleasure. Thank you, Ileana. I loved that Mozart second movement.
Yep.
Beautiful performance. Okay, and now we have next performer, Sophia Snell-Becker. She's a senior this year, graduating from our studio. So as a graduating senior, she's in a special situation and can enjoy very special choices. So seniors, if they want, they can play the scale, or if they want, they can play anything they want. And Sophia chose to perform Mozart's Sonata No. 5 in G major first movement. Let's enjoy that beautiful performance. Welcome, Sophia Snell-Becker. I was always so excited for our graduating seniors, and very sad that I'm not going to hear much of them performing in the students' recital. Sometimes they come back, but not always. So, not as often. All right, leave it to Mrs. Lowry.
Okay, Sophia, tell me please, was it your independent piece?
No, this wasn't. This was a piece that I prepared before.
I see. But still, it's a great performance, you know, it's impressive, and it's a lot of text and a lot of little details. So that was very nice, very pleasant. You know, you might be a little bit cautious sometimes with the pedal, because Mozart is a little more transparent than romantic pieces. It's not about the whole thing, but in some measures I heard that it was a little bit like thick, but I am sure Dr. Anna will tell you where, if you study this piece. And for me it will be very sad to see you go too this year. I don't know what will happen next year, but if everything will be all right with the virus, maybe I will pop up in the studio again someday in the future, and I'll be very happy to see all those youngsters that I know already for a long time. And you will be out. So have a great journey, Sophia.
Thank you.
It was very, very nice to listen to you today. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. And while I have everyone's attention, I would like us to revisit the beginning of all those virtual concerts and recitals, which we are all so comfortable now performing. Almost a year and a half ago, we were struck with the sudden closure of everything, and there was a dilemma. What do we do with performance? For us, performance is such an integral part of education. Of course, we study piano for multiple reasons and multiple benefits, but performance is one of them. So I will never forget how the whole studio got together, students, parents, us, teachers, you all too, and everybody were really enthusiastic. We were not working this out of desperation, well, a bit of out of desperation, but we were exploring new ways. How do we get together if there's an obstacle out there? How do we overcome that? So just a very quick reminder of how it all started a year and a half ago. Yeah, anything is possible. Now it's even possible for us to have in-person lessons, and hopefully with just a little bit more improvement out there, we'll have our recitals in person as well. But that's not to say we're going to stop broadcasting our recitals. We're not. because everybody has family members in different countries, and we want those people to be able to watch us live, not just recorded, but actually in actual live performances. Today's recital is very special. We're not broadcasting it publicly, but when we're performing our concertos and pieces, yes, we will hopefully perform them in person in the studio and broadcast them for all your friends and families all over the world. Okay, and now I'm going to invite on stage Kate Lee. Kate, welcome. pleasant. Thank you. Thank you very much, Kate.
Kate, that was just wonderful. Thank you very much, and I'm very impressed with your skills and arpeggios. Definitely you do the right thing with them, because they were very stable, of great quality, and the sky is the limit, like they say. Great job. And the piece was very beautiful. You played it really well. With all the nuances, everything was just fine. Thank you.
All right, that was a delightful performance by Kate. And we'll be moving on to the next performer. We'll be welcoming on stage Wesley Zhao. And he and his brother are preparing an independent study piece in a very challenging setting. They'll be playing a duet. So Wesley will play his scales, then we'll give the boys a chance to change position a little bit, and Mia will step in and play her pieces, her scales in the piece, and then Bradley will do his scales, and at the end we'll have the two brothers perform a duet which they learned on their own. That's additional skills for performing something together with another person. So welcome on stage, Wesley Zhao.
Oh wait, sorry.
That's a very challenging level 6. Okay. To Allah.
Okay, Wesley, there was a very tough routine for you. You know what? A classical approach exists many years already, really many years, like over 200 years. And those exercises were created for a reason. And we really need to like them in order to perform them well. And to perform them well, we don't need to be under huge stress. This is how we develop real skills. And, musicians invented a lot of little tricks to help themselves with that routine. For example, if you want to handle those small things really well, not to speed up, not to lose the control, you can use some funny little rhymes or just phrases you can come up with yourself. What I usually suggest in my studio, for example, something like, yes, I am a perfect pianist, yes, I am a perfect pianist. And if you say it all the time, yes, I am a perfect pianist, yes, I am a perfect pianist, part of the stress will be taken by your mind and put away to just say those words, and somehow miraculously it makes your routine to go smoother. And there are different tricks for different accentuation. For example, for triplets, it will be all kinds of berries: strawberry, blueberry, gooseberry, blackberry, blueberry, and so on and so on. It makes things very smooth and very rhythmical. And moreover, you will not have to accentuate something, those groupings, with your thumb or any other finger. See the point? And when you choose your tempo, again, I say it all the time, when you choose your tempo, don't hurry. Remember about your biological time under the stress of playing, especially publicly, and take it a little bit easier. Take it back a little bit, so that you would feel a little more relaxed while performing those routines. Okay? And again, you've gone through a very tough standard right now. So thank you for doing that, and keep doing that further on.
Okay, congratulations. Level 6 is a huge accomplishment. It's just sheer number of those routines and not getting confused in there. And the fingering one has to learn. That's really helpful when learning more virtuosic music, so you don't have to read and learn note by note like it's something completely new. You have building blocks.
Yep.
And Wesley had
exactly true.
Yep, and Wesley had been very faithful, and his brother too, to building those blocks. Okay, we'll be moving on to our next performer, and welcoming on stage Mia Burgoyne. Please join me. Best of luck. Thank you, Mia. Thank you very much. To all of them.
I'm very happy to see you again, Mia. You grew up, definitely. You know, it's a great experience always to play for the public. Whether your performance is a little more successful or less successful, at the end it doesn't matter. Because you just learn to go ahead whatever happens. Never stop, never give up. And working under stress is a very, very important skill to develop. And this is exactly what you did today. So my advice is never hurry. When you play scales and arpeggios, just go slowly. This way you will see better what you are doing and you will be in control. And whatever happens, it doesn't matter. The most important part is to just do it. Even when you do mistakes, it still works wonders for your skills for playing the piano. And nice independent study. Yeah. Just, you know what? When you get through the more difficult parts, like a little bit faster part of the piece, and then a slower part follows, like the ending, don't get provoked to get faster through the ending. Just keep your pace down a little bit so that the tempo would be nice and stable. Okay? Okay, thank you. I am again very glad to see you today. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Mia. Yeah, Mia just taught everyone, things can happen on stage. And you just have to keep plowing through. And that's a really important skill, not just for piano. I think it's for any profession.
Absolutely, in life. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, in life, we can't expect things to go perfect no matter how well prepared we are.
Yep.
Just because we are human beings, we can't be always perfectly performing even a well-prepared routine. And what do? You keep going, and you keep your composition, and you keep looking ahead.
Never lose your spirit doing that. Just keep going.
Yep, that's a big part of it, of everything in life. And thank you, Mia, for keeping up. There were a few mistakes, but they were so much smaller than a would-be mistake to give up. Just stop and just go, oh, this didn't go the way I wanted.
Just close your face and run away. No, we are not like that.
No. Well, it takes a lot of courage and a lot of dedication to learn that. And I'm proud of Mia doing this. Great job.
That's right.
And there were some parts in there which I really enjoyed. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, moving on to the next, and it's going to be Bradley Zhao. And after he performs his routines, Wesley will join him to play the independent study piece, which they together learned as a duet without any professional help. Welcome, Bradley.
Turn it down. Leslie and I both practiced a duet for level 6.
Challenge. Great job, guys. Can we see your faces? Just pan the camera a little bit. Okay, thank you, and to all of them.
All right, that was a tough one, guys. All right, tell me, both of you, what do you think about your ensemble piece? Was it tougher than to study a solo piece, or about the same?
It was harder to study a solo piece, I think.
All right, and now, having done that, what advice would you give yourself how to treat such pieces?
I mean, like the duets.
Uh-huh.
Probably
Work better.
work together better.
Yeah.
You know, what you need to understand, first of all, that this is never even. You change the role of the leader, and the one who is the accompanist at that moment needs to play like 4 times softer, so that you won't overwhelm the melody, especially if the accompaniment goes in the lower register. If you switch and the melody goes down, then it's a different story, because the lower notes are heard always better, always louder than the top register. See the point? And my personal request, please practice this 1 or 2 days more just for yourself. You will have a lot of fun with this piece. Take it slowly and agree about the accompaniment to be played softer, many times softer. and you will get the gist of it. Because ensembles, duets, trio, whatever, they are wonderful. They work amazingly well if you keep doing it for quite a while. But I understand that you don't have a lot of time, but at least a day or two you can devote to that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Right, so thank you for the ensemble. And Bradley, tell me please, when you know your scales well enough, how do you practice them? What-
Basically almost every morning. Like on weekdays, we usually just practice half the scale, and the next day we practice the other half of the scale, and just repeat for the rest of the weekdays. And then on the weekends, we like always practice the whole scale.
Mm-hmm. But do you play them faster because you know them better? How do you handle the tempos?
Well, we first start out every time we're starting a new scale, like
Mm-hmm.
not really much before.
Start out kind of a little bit slow, and over the week we always get a little bit faster, and then
When we can and when we think we're confident enough, we just start going fast.
Why I am asking is, when a person gets used to a faster tempo, sometimes he or she loses the quality in the slower tempo. So try this when you know a scale really well. I understand that it's always an extra stress when you perform for the judges, for the audiences, and so on and so on. But when you just play for yourself, try to check if it's the same quality when you play slower. Because sometimes this nasty occurrence can happen when you lose the quality in slower tempo. For example, evenness of notes or dynamics or whatever. So it needs to be checked, because the whole distance between the very slow tempo and the very fast tempo should be filled in with those steps, each of which has the same quality. And if it's there, then you are safe for trying faster. If it's not there, you need to go back and fix that, and after that return to a faster tempo again. That is why we sometimes fail in faster tempos. Plus, as pianists, we have certain difficulties on the keyboard, and those difficulties and the way how we overcome them is our personal secret. You don't show it to anybody. For example, you flip it over while going through the arpeggios, and everybody can hear when you do it. Actually, you can close your eyes, da 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 da, smoothen it. It's your personal thing. The harder something performs, the more you need to hide it, so that those who listen to you would enjoy the smoothness, the evenness, and the seeming ease of your playing. Even if it's very tough for you, you never show it to anyone. Okay? Great job on scales. And please continue a day or two this little polka that you have played with your brother. Okay? Thank you.
Thank you guys for working on the duet. I know there was an extra added challenge.
Oh yes, but extra reward afterwards.
Exactly. I hope they do continue for a couple of more days with the piece,
Yeah,
because it's
that
really a
would be very
rewarding
nice.
piece. Yeah, and I like what Miss Lowry pointed out about the ease of playing. It's a very common misconception when people listen to professionals, and the impression is, well, it's easy to play piano. It's not. It's difficult, it's complicated, it's challenging, but the joy for listeners comes from not noticing those difficulties. That's so true. We need to smooth and iron out all those clumsy, awkward movements which produce accents where we don't want them. Okay, let's move on to our next performer. Welcome on stage, Kaiden Griggs. Welcome, Kaiden. Good luck.
festive dance.
It was lovely. Thank you, Kaiden. To Mrs. Lowry now.
Kaiden, your scales were very nice, so keep doing that, and you will develop to the next levels. I'm sure it will be great. About those 3/4 in your dance, how did you screw the count first, tell me?
Sorry, what?
What is the signature? 3/4, right? The piece, your independent study. You corrected everything later, but how did it happen that you started counting by 4?
I think at the very beginning when I started practicing this piece,
Uh-huh.
I didn't really think of it as like a waltz because it's like the waltz kind of rhythm. At the beginning, I didn't really get those making it into a musical piece, and I kind of developed this habit to do the wrong rhythm. I think later I got into this habit of making it musical and making it a waltz and a dance, but
Did you see what's written? Tempo di mazurka. What is mazurka? Do you know that? You see, when the very young students, just the beginners, start with music, they learn to open the house with the key, which is a clef. Then you read those sharps or flats. Then you read those numbers. You can kind of miss the point, but also they put something on top. Usually it's about the tempo, which is very often not just the tempo, but the character of the music. For example, allegro is not just fast, it's merrily. So allegro can be a little bit slower, a little bit faster, but the spirit of allegro is merrily, okay? So mazurka is a Polish dance. It's not a waltz. It's a 3-beat piece also, but it's a completely different character. So this is a little task for you. Go online after today's performance, after everything is ended, and read about it and listen to a few mazurkas. By the way, Frédéric Chopin, wrote a whole book of mazurkas, and they are just something else. They're extremely, extremely sophisticated. But in general, it's a folk Polish dance, and it has a very particular rhythm. It's not just 1, 2, 3. It's a 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's a syncopation inside. So if you know this, you will probably never mix up 3 for 4. Because it's a very particular thing. So the lesson from this piece is to read what's written at the very beginning of every piece of music, because they give you a lot of hints and rules for the road through this piece, especially when you are under stress, given just 2 days for a new something, which is very tough. So you need to read all the rules of your road in order to perform well. Very impressive, very good. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you, Kaiden, very much. That was lovely how you found your way back on the road.
Yes,
at the end of the
that's
piece.
for sure.
At the end, it was in 3, and this will be an interesting assignment for our listening log, Kaiden. Let's fill up the listening log for next time with a description of what is mazurka, anyway. Okay, and and by the way, you can find videos and actually watch people dance. Like Mrs. Lowry said, it's very particular and very interesting movements in there involved. Okay, we'll be moving on to our next performer. Let's welcome on stage Lucia Tong. Lucia, welcome. Best of luck. independent study piece. Thank you, Lucia, for learning it. Now to Mrs. Lowry.
Yeah, Lucy, tell please, after all that routine, a long time, did you get tired by the end?
No, because every new scale presents its own challenge, and all the challenges you need to work on a lot.
Yeah, that's our business, to keep going regardless what. I want to mention that it's very important to understand that along with all the skills we develop while studying the musical instrument as tough as a piano, we also maintain our focusing, and it's extremely, extremely tough. So sometimes it happens that we lose control or we get a little bit distracted, and just that moment makes us make mistakes, those small mistakes, which are absolutely unimportant for now, because it's just our regular routine to play scales and arpeggios, and it's very good that you do it, and you do it really well, and those mistakes can happen with anyone. Just be aware of that. You do develop the skill of maintaining your focus, and from my experience I can tell that musicians, those young students who really practiced for a number of years, they are far superior at focusing on the task at hand. That's really what happens. Because after a while, nothing can distract you from what you do. So great job. And I really loved your Andante, your independent piece. Thank you. I got my fun with you. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Lucia. I liked this very character-like articulation moments in the pieces. It was lovely. Thank you very much. Okay, we'll be moving on to the next performer, one of the youngest members of the studio. Let's welcome on stage Olivia Jean. Best of luck. job. Very sweet playing. Thank you.
Good job, Olivia. When you play your scales, don't hurry. You don't have to play faster than you can and faster than you can control all the time. You see, I already said a few times today that it's a routine. All the pianists do it. And on those exercises, we just develop some certain skills, right? So it's always more important to perform well, not to perform fast. Well and fast will become the same after a while. But no, you don't have to show any faster tempo, you know. Just go with your own speed so that you would feel comfortable, and everything will be just great. Now, about your piece. Did you notice anything while playing?
I think I was playing a little slow.
That's all right. Well, that is supposed to be this way. The piece is not fast. What else?
Yeah, I think that's...
So everything was all right.
Yes, I think so.
Okay. So there are things we always have to consider. They are called rests. It's like within a room of certain size, there are some number of chairs, let's say. Some of them are occupied, some of them are not, but the chairs are still there, and we have to count them. For example, in our rooms, there are 6 chairs, and the size of this chair is 1/8. See the point? Look at your piece. We have 4 notes in the right hand, and then 2 rests. So it will be da 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 da, rest, rest, da 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 da, rest, rest, and so on and so on. So when you do something like this in the future, you can just whisper, rest, rest, or just count 2, 3, where the notes are not there, but the places for those notes are still reserved for them. Okay?
Okay,
Otherwise, you did a wonderful job. It was lovely.
thank you.
Thank you. Keep practicing.
Great job. I like that advice, Olivia, to count empty chairs. Okay? Like around your table, your dining table, you might have 6 chairs, but only 4 people came to dine. But the 2 other chairs, you need to still count. 1, 2, 3. These are 4. These are people, plus 5, 6 empty chairs for others who will come maybe later. Yeah. Okay, that was nice. We're moving on to our next performer. Let's welcome on stage Julian Chen. Welcome, Julian. Good luck. enjoyable. Thank you very much, Julian. To Mrs. Lowry now.
Julian, I'm very excited to see you again. That was a great performance, absolutely great performance. Congratulations. And I'm very happy to see that you really grew up within that time that I saw you last time, and now it's a huge difference. So congratulations. In fact, I don't have anything to add. So thank you. I'm very excited. You are on the right track, Julian. Thank you.
Thank you very much. It was really, truly enjoyable. Well prepared and cool
Well
performance.
performed. Yes, yes, with artistic brilliance, I would say. Wonderful.
Yeah, wonderful performance. Okay, we'll be inviting on stage the three siblings. The first one, Harry Chan. Welcome on stage, Harry. cheerful, great performance of a cheerful, sunny piece. To be
Nice to see you, Harry. Nice to see you. What did you feel about your scales? Tell me.
Well, it feels like it's pretty good overall. I'm pretty sure it's like just like good.
You know, it seems to me that your hands were playing the tag. Some of the hands tried to get to the other one, and then the other one was trying to get to this one, and they kind of, floated around. Try to make your hands march like soldiers so that they would go exactly, precisely together. And for that, we need what?
We need it to be like even.
It will be the result of it.
Oh.
But first we need what? Not slower
Oh yeah, so
tempo. Exactly like that, yes. So that you would be in control, not the hands would run around as they wish, Otherwise you have a great technique, you know that. And I always want to convince young students to love scales and arpeggios because they are very helpful. They are easy to handle. That is why we need them, because they are primitively done, they are repetitious, and we kind of let go and relax and help our fingers practice, Unlike in more complicated pieces without, we don't have those harmonies, anything, just routines. So appreciate it and take care of that. Okay? It was very exciting to listen to you. I am very glad. Good job, and hope to see you again someday.
Nice job. And I can see that a mom behind you here already prepared the chair for the next performer. Let's welcome on stage. Thank you for learning your independent study piece and preparing, Harry.
thank you.
Let's
Bye
welcome.
bye.
Yeah, thank you. Bye-bye. Let's welcome on stage Joel Chen. Good luck, Joel.